Welcome back, Falcons. My name is Raul Leon. I'm the Interclub Director of the Interclub Council for the 2020-2021 school year. And today we're going to go over on how to make forms on Falcon Sync. So um, we already logged in. If you haven't seen our previous videos on how to log in and the basic features, please go back on the other videos and check that out. Today, this video is for admins or people in charge of a club. So we're gonna go to forms. Forms. We talked about forms in the previous videos, and we taught you how to fill up a form. So we can fill up a form for club organization flyer approvals, for ICC. You can also do forms um, to make event or to get a position for the ACC. Um, we taught you how to make a form, but now we're gonna teach you how to make a form that other people can fill out. So if you haven't seen our video on how to fill up a form, go to our videos and check that out. So today we're gonna start on our homepage. As I said, we're already logged in. We're gonna go on these squares where it says switch views. We're gonna click on there. We're gonna click on manage, and you can see my memberships, the clubs I have been a part of. Um, if you click the club that you are making a form for, so let's say I'm in charge of the geography club, I'm the president of this club. I'm going to click on that. So I'm going to make a form for that club. So you can see my membership and the primary contact. This is for admins, for those who are making a form for the club. We're going to click on these three bars on this corner. We're going to click geography club menu. Depending on your club organization, there is going to show up the name right here. And this is going to be the main menu for all of this. Also, you can see roster, events, and other documents. You can that those videos have been posted, and they're also on our YouTube channel. If you guys want to see those, make sure to go look at those as well. So we're gonna teach you how to make a form. So we're gonna click forms. On this page, you'll see the form that we're gonna make today. These are two forms that we were working on in order to teach you guys how to make forms. This is one of the most impressive features on this website. So let's get to it. So this is the manage forms section. This is where you're gonna see your forms. Um, Forms can be used for so many things, such as elections, uh, competitions, uh, nominations. For those familiar with the ACC nominations, for the Spring Awards or Fall Awards, this is the what was used for that. So yes, so we're gonna click these three dots in the corner, and um, we're gonna click on create form. So when we make a form, we see this page right here. It might be different for some administrators, but for us student leaders, this is what we see. So let's say we're gonna make a form. The name of the form of our form is form. So that's the name of our form. Make sure that you put the name of whatever the event or the reason why you're making that form on this, because this is what the people who fill it out will see. We're going to click on active. Active means that anybody during this time period will be able to fill out that form. So that means this is active. So active means open. So people are open to fill up that form. You can also see the different times. So we have the start time, which is 4/7/2021. It starts at 3:15 p.m. and then the form closes at 5/7/2021 at 3:15 p.m., which this time is when it opens. So it's gonna open up at 3:15 and then it would end at this time. No, it does go until 12. You can click anytime you like, PM or AM. No, the only thing that is different is that it only goes by increments of 15. So 15, 30, and 45 and 0. So you cannot have a form due at 11:59 because that option is not accessible, or that's not the option that's given to us. And normally we do tie into 11:59 because that's when our assignments are due. But sorry, we only go through increments of 15. So as you can see, our form opens up at 4/7/2021 and ends at 5/7/2021. We're going to look at this submission approval process. So that means um, when someone submits a form and you get it, it's either it's automatically approved. That means it just goes in, or enable approval process, which means that whoever is in that list to approve forms would look at the form that was submitted, and you can either approve, deny, or give feedback on the form. So let's say someone made a mistake on the form, or didn't go through the instructions that you gave them. You can let them know, deny it, and then they can submit it again until you approve it. For those who have done submission forms for flyers, you might know what I'm talking about. But this is what normally happens when the flyer does not comply the instructions that was given. So now public submission collection, you see allow submission from public users. That means anyone can submit a form. This is anonymous. Another thing I suggest is to see who is submitting the form. You can click allow submission for public users. That means anybody from the public can do it. And this is right here where it says collect personal information. You will ask them for their name and their email to see and who they are. If you do not click that, it will be anonymous. This is anybody from the public could do it. If you unclick this, that means anybody could do it. That means people who are not a part of your club, anybody who's not enrolled in your club or organization, they could do that. Submit that form, and then also if you end up not submitting, clicking this, and you let anybody submit that form, you can also see if you allow multiple submissions or only one. An example of allowing multiple submissions for those who are aware of the ACC Spring and Fall Awards. Those nomination forms allow multiple submissions. And that means you can nominate as many people as you'd like. Let's see, and then here, submitter, intensified reviewer. You can see, so let's say, usually us presidents, vice presidents, or admins are very busy with all the work that we have to do for our clubs. And let's say you'd like someone else in your cabinet or members to look at this form, then you can put enable submitter intensified reviewer. That means those people that you list 5 people, enter their name and their email, and then they'll have access to look at that form. So you can see here the example into the email of your academic advisor, or it could be into the email of whoever you're giving access to review that submission. Submission restrictions. So now you can see who can submit or not submit or respond to the submissions. So anybody can respond to this form, but you can restrict who do you not want to look at this form. So let's say you're making a form and you don't want your historian to look at to fill up the form. You can click here, and this person will not be able to review or submit that form. And then this shows that these people can always respond. So these are the primary contact, president, and ICC representative. You can change that as well. So now that we have this done, we are ready to move on to the actual body of the form. So this was only the front part of the basics of the form. So now we're gonna go to save and add questions. You can always save and keep going another day if you are tired. So save and add questions. You can add as many pages as you like. So you can add a page after this one or before that. You can add list. So here are the different properties or things that you can add to the form. So let's say we can go over them real quickly. So one of the things that we wanted to do as a club was pick a t-shirt design and make it a type of competition. We can make a form for that, and you can upload your design by clicking and then you can add this to the form. So let's say, so let's add t-shirt design, and you can add that, and then you can upload your t-shirt design on there. Other functions that they have is, drop down this. You can ask them, um, out of this list, what is your favorite soda? And they can click out of those options that you give them. Text field, you can give them a question, and then they can fill in the blanks. Rankings, you can say uh, rank from um, least favorite to most favorite soda, and you can rank them by numbers. Single check boxes, you can only say you can only check one out of the ones listed. This is multiple choice. Checkbox list. So let's say, which events would you like to see in the next month, and you can have multiple items, and people can just check them off. They can check multiple answers off. And lastly, instructions. So let's say you can add it. We want to add instructions to the form. So let's say, um, please be respectful when answering form, and you can add that on the top. So let's fix that, and then you can move this up. You can just change it, and then now this is on top of this one. This is how you'll see it. So please be respectful when answering form. And then this is the description. So on your form, whatever event you're doing, you can add that description on top, and then whatever you're asking them for, and that is how you make your form. You can add so many things on a form. If you want to add more pages, you can always add a page after this one. It's up to you. This is a great resource for your event, your upcoming elections, and many more. So in order to finish this, you go back to forms, and now you can see it has been saved. We have form saved. On this page, you can see, um, forms that are still accepting forms. So forms that are open, and you can see the time. And this is where you'll see the list of your forms. So that's how you make your form. It's fairly simple. It's a great resource, and I hope this was helpful. So for those who are interested in learning more about Falcon Sync and what this program, get offers, make sure to look at our other videos. It was a pleasure to make these videos. Until next time.